with off-market information, pre-foreclosures, pre-auctions, probates, properties with a lot of equity, properties with very little equity, and it really helps us within a couple of keystrokes. We're really able to make buying decisions, and it's just been a fantastic tool for me as an investor. And one of the conversations that I've been having was with Hugo, who is the founder of the Chicago Deal Vault. I basically approached him. I said, well, one of the things that we're missing out on is we need to share this with our realtor friends, because there's a lack of information or a lack of knowledge going on in their world, because we become very pigeonholed in how we see the world. So as a residential mortgage lender, my biggest asset was my biggest downfall. And what I mean by that is I followed for many, many, many years. I only thought of the world, which was Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and FHA. It wasn't until I really got to see the whole world, which included the commercial lending, the private lending, the hard money lending, joint ventures, cash, that you can start to do a lot of different things. And this is very similar to what has happened with the Deal Vault. Is the Deal Vault really brings all the different opportunities as to where to find great deals versus just trying to find them on the MLS. So it's a fantastic tool. And I wanted to, like I said, really bring this to our real estate community. So Hugo put this together, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Now, Hugo is also a real estate investor. And in a very short period of time, in about a 2-year period of time, Hugo has been able to go from 0 properties to a portfolio of 27 properties with massive cash flow, and it's been fantastic. It's a fantastic story to know, and I will let Hugo describe that a little bit. But the biggest thing is that he created the Deal Vault for his personal investing needs as to how to decipher the information for him to be able to make actionable decisions. And now he has been so gracious as to create this into a platform that we can all take advantage of it. And so we're gonna present this to you as brokers, and then we really want to show you how we can help you build your own niche of investor clients who will basically cover the entire cost of the Deal Vault. So our intention is for this hopefully to cost every broker that uses it not a penny, because we're really looking to help you build and really help you build a stable of investors for each and every one of you. So with that said, my good friend Hugo, I'm gonna let you take the mic and share your wisdom with us.
Okay, thank you very much, Juan. I appreciate it. Welcome everyone. So I'm super excited to show you some of the best secrets for you to be able to increase your net worth by 1 million. Because how many of you remember that when we all got our broker's license, we were so excited to help other people's build wealth? But what about yours? What about your freedom? What about your financial freedom, your freedom of time? Have you thought about it? We always look out for the public's best interest, correct? But what about yours? Have you thought about that? Right? So that's what I'm here for today, to show you now how you can build your rental portfolio. So let's go over that. Not only that, but today we're going to kill 2 birds with 1 shot. So I'm going to show you how you can build a rental portfolio to increase your net worth by 1 million in the next 2 years. But also we're going to show you how we can take over the hand-holding of your clients for you so that you can make more money in sales commissions. Okay, so we're gonna do both things. So let's get started. What I'm gonna do first is I will launch ChicagoDealVault. Okay, we started about 2.5 years. We built this platform to help you be more successful, have more freedom, and make more money. Okay, so what we have in ChicagoDealVault, in a nutshell, the tool is going to allow you to understand great hot markets, for flipping, for rental. Not only that, but you're also going to be able to find great off-market properties. Okay, so these are technically not for sale. Like all of us have access to the MLS. These properties are owned by extremely motivated owners. Okay, they are willing to sell the property. And friends, this is where the biggest profit margins are, in the off-market properties. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is how we can find great properties at a deep discount, where you can approach the owner directly, okay, and purchase those properties. So let's start with, in the system, we have access to probates. You know, when people pass away, we have those leads. And then we have pre-foreclosures. So people who have fallen behind their mortgage payment, then the bank files a lawsuit against them, and they're now in pre-foreclosure. And then we have the upcoming auctions. This is also one of my favorite lead pipes, because if the owner that is already in pre-foreclosure does nothing after 6-9 months, what's going to happen is that the judge is going to issue the judicial auction sale date for their property. So they're going to auction off their property to satisfy the mortgage. Okay. So the cool thing about this lead pipe is that we can intercept those properties before they go to the judicial auction at the courthouse, which is huge. Why? Because many people who go to the judicial auctions, they have to pay cash for the properties, they buy sight unseen, and they overbid for the property. So they can lose their shirt at the judicial auction, okay? But imagine, what if you could intercept those properties 30 to 60 days before they go to the auction? Let me tell you quickly the benefits. You can connect directly with the owner. You can fund the deal using either a hard money lender, private money lender. You have no competition, and you get to see the property from the inside. Okay, so we're going to find some amazing deals. And then we have some REO properties, vacant properties. So let's just find some pre-foreclosures. Okay. Now, the next thing is that we need to find some great markets. We like to focus on building a rental portfolio. Why is that so critical, friends? Because that's true wealth in real estate, when you own rentals. Why? Because you make money work for you. What does that mean? Your tenant is going to be paying for the mortgage, not only for the mortgage, but also all the utilities. We're going to be focusing on single family homes, okay? And on top of that, you're going to have positive cash flow. So you can have your tenant running on the treadmill. So you're going to be leveraging from other people's money, other people's time to build your rental portfolio. Having said that, let's find some great deals. But you may wonder, well, where are we going to find great deals? Great question. So the first thing that we need to know is, I'm going to go to area reports. We're going to find some great rental markets, okay? So I'm going to select some areas. We classify the areas by 4 letters. A being the best, D being the most challenging. Okay, so A like Wilmette, Glencoe. D would be Riverdale, for instance. So we're going to be focusing on the bread and butter areas, so BC areas. So I'm going to select B area, and then the approach, we want cash flow, rentals, okay? Because we can look for the top flipping markets, but the purpose of today's is for you to build and increase your net worth by 1 million in the next 2 years. To accomplish that, you need to build wealth by owning rentals. So we're going to be focusing on cash flow. I will click on search. Okay, so B and cash flow. Search. Okay, perfect. Now, the next step is I'm going to sort these properties by purchase price. Okay, so I'm going to go sweet spot to buy a detached or single family home from the least expensive to the more expensive.
So Hugo, one thing to comment. remember that this group of folks are real estate brokers. So many of them work with investors who are also interested in flipping properties. So so a lot of, again, part of this tool is to be able to offer it to their clients who will be able to identify great flips for them to be able to list in the end and make commission dollars as well. So just to kind of highlight that part. Hey, Hugo, I'm not sure if anybody can hear you or if it's just me that can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me better now?
I can hear you now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So what I just did, I just filter by top flipping markets in B areas. So as you can see, the top flipping markets list sorted by price, the least expensive: South Holland, Homewood, Crestwood, Oakland, Aurora, and so forth. Okay. So let's just pick few markets, flipping and rental markets, and then let's find some amazing deals that could be for a flip for your clients or for a rental for yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna pick Homewood, Crestwood, Oakland on the flipping, and then on the cash flow, we'll pick right here. What we do is we look at the high rents. Okay, so we identify 13, 1500. Now this has a high rent, Allsip and Berkeley. As you can see, Allsip 1800, Berkeley 2100, but yet the median sales price for these two areas are in the 150 ballpark. So what we're gonna do next is we are going to go to the pre-foreclosures and then select those areas. So I will select Berkeley, Allsip, we have Homewood, Oakland, perfect. Okay, so now the next step is I'm gonna show you, this is what most people would do when they find or search for pre-foreclosures. They're gonna go after everyone that is in pre-foreclosure. Friends, there's one secret to this. So we found almost 700 pre-foreclosures in just those 4 areas. But what we're gonna do, friends, is we're gonna focus on the ones that have a lot of equity. So the owner owes very little, but yet the property is worth quite a lot. So I'm going to apply the filter right here, over 50% equity, and then I'm gonna click on search again. So from 700, we came down to 47 awesome deals with high equity in those hot flipping and rental markets: Oakland, Allsip, Oakland, Homewood. So I will randomly pick one of them in Oakland, for instance. Okay. So what we're going to show you is why are these great deals. Okay. So first of all, why is this a great deal? Here, what we can see in 2 seconds, this is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, about 1,000 square feet. The owner owes, the outstanding balance is about 40,000. Okay, the owner went in pre-foreclosure back in September last year, and this property's ARV is between 78 to 86. So obviously, the owner has over 50% equity. I'm gonna show you a few others. Now let me click on this one, Homewood, okay? And then again, we have the same thing. This is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,200 square feet. This property, the owner owes 75,000 to the bank, okay? But this property is worth between 156 to 172,000 once all the repairs have been made on the property. So this is a candidate for a great flip or a great rental, either for your client or for yourself. So what we need to do next is, when we look at a property, we need to know three numbers when it comes to the analysis: the ARV, after repair value. So we do the CMA behind the scenes for you. Okay, so we look at property sold in the last 6 months within a 1 mile radius, within the same square footage, plus minus 10%. Okay, the next thing that you need to know that is very critical is how much are you going to spend on the rehab. Now, keep in mind that this is just an estimate because you need to see the property from the inside. And this estimate is based on a light to medium rehab. What we mean by that is that you will do painting, update the kitchen, the bathrooms, flooring, light fixtures, but that's about it. You will not be putting a new roof, changing all the windows, redoing the electric, redoing plumbing, redoing mechanicals, or touching foundation, okay? That's not what this estimate is about. So keep that in mind. You always have to see the property from the inside. And then the most important number, just to make sure that we get it at a great price, is understanding your max allowed offer. So what's the max that you should pay for this property? That is going to be driven based on your exit strategy, whether your client or yourself is going to do a flip, a rental, or you wholesale the property. Okay, so we like to focus on making sure that we pay not more than the flipping price. As you can see, the rental, if you're going to keep it for a rental, is the most forgiving offer, okay? But we want to have the option to be able to do a flip or a rental for this property. So let's assume that we want to do a flip. The most we should pay for this property is about $90,000. But look at this. The owner owes $75,000, okay? And then we're going to come down here to liens. There's another lien on this property for about $30,000, okay? So you need to add them up. So 30,000 plus 75, that's 105, okay? 105, which put us into pretty much what a rental price would be. So the most we can pay for this property, if we were to do just a rental, would be 105. So here, the cool thing about this is that we are able to know if there are any other liens on the property. So this one, we wouldn't be able to pay 89. Why? Because we would need to satisfy the existing mortgage with MidFirst Bank, plus there's another one from HUD, okay, another lien for about 30,000. So we're gonna skip this one and then find another one. So now let me click on AllSip, okay? Okay, let's look at this one. Here we have another judgment, but it's for a lesser amount, only 4,000. In this case, this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in AllSip. It went in pre-foreclosure back in 2018, but over a year ago. Now this owner owes about 33,000, but yet look at the property, how much the property is worth. This property could be worth, after all the repairs have been made, about 200,000. So the owner has tons and tons of equity. So we know what the rehab estimate could be if it's a light to medium, and then our max offer, whether we do a flip or a rental. So in this property, we have a huge amount of negotiation leverage. Why? Because the owner only owes 33,000 plus 4,000. That's about, plus penalties, fees. That's about 40,000. And this was last computed in September last year. So it might be, let's say, 45,000, including penalties and fees. And we have a big spread, right? So we can offer the owner a fair relocation package for us to buy the property from him. Okay, so not only do we need to pay off the outstanding balance plus the lien of about 45,000, but we give the owner a relocation package for them to settle somewhere else. Because let me tell you, if this owner, John, does nothing about his pre-foreclosure case, guess what's going to happen? He's going to not only lose the property, lose over 150,000 in equity, and ruin his credit. So it is for his or their best interest to do something with the property and not let it go to auction. Okay, so this is where we come and help them. Okay, make them an offer, okay, to purchase the property, and we know how much we can pay for the property. So we can handhold your client to do this because we are going to leverage from our resources to find these type of deals for your clients or for yourself. And then we are going to even give you the contract. You can use the $7 contract, or you can use a 2-page contract right here that is non-invasive, non-intrusive. It's a 2-page contract, okay? It's going to be pre-filled with your brokerage or with your client's information, okay? It's got everything that you need, few contingencies to get out of the deal. Very simple, non-invasive, non-intrusive, that you or your client can present to the owner. Now, you may wonder, okay, so now we have all these data. We know who is in pre-foreclosure. So what's the next step? How can I make an offer to this owner? Well, there are typically 3 ways that you can reach out to the owner. One way is for you to door knock on the property. Another one is to send a mailer, and another one is to connect with them directly via email, text, or a phone call. So we're going to pick the latest one, okay? We like to keep it very simple, and we're going to give you the owner's contact information. So all I did was I clicked on the owner's name, John, and we give you their contact information, okay? So this is the phone number for John. So all you need to do is give them a call, send him an email, and remember, keep in mind that as brokers, okay, we're going to be making money only when we make offers, when we talk to owners or talk to other brokers, okay? Those are the only 3 activities that we should be engaged in to make money in real estate. Anything else that we do is overhead and won't make us any money, okay, friends? So let's make sure that we connect with the owner and then explain to them that, you know, we understand, we need to acknowledge their situation, empathize with their case. So the call would be something like, hello, John, I understand you're in pre-foreclosure. I'm a licensee who can help you make this go away. Would tomorrow 10 o'clock or 2 p.m. work for you to meet? Okay, so we assume the close, and the objective is to meet with the owner, take a look at the property from the inside, and offer the owner a solution to the problem. In this case, get them out of the pre-foreclosure by offering a great offer. Are there any questions so far in what we covered? I want to make sure that everyone, this is making sense for everyone, that this is a great deal. This is a great opportunity for to help somebody that is in financial distress, but at the same time, for us and your clients to benefit, okay? So if you have questions, please feel free to ask them or send a question via the chat. Okay, so let's continue. Now that we found this great deal, let's assume that we got it on the contract. So the next step is, how can I buy so many of these properties and build a rental portfolio, 10, 15, 20 properties in the next 2 years, right? Your main question is, well, I don't have the money, right? I don't have the money to buy that many properties. How can I do that? Okay, so I'm going to tell you the secret. When we purchase these properties, or you purchase these properties for yourself or on behalf of your clients, we are going to be using asset-based lenders. What does that mean? So we're not going to be using conventional lenders such as Chase, Bank of America, all the big banks. Why? Because we want banks that focus on the property, on the deal itself. If the deal has great equity and cash flows, the bank, asset-based banks, are going to give you the money. So we're going to be focusing on 2 categories, okay, for funding. Hard money lenders and private money lenders, okay? Now, what's the difference between hard money lenders and private money lenders? So
and Hugo,
yes.
on this part, and just so everybody knows, this is where my loan team specializes in putting all of that together for them, right? So once we get them on board, all we're going to need to do is set up a strategy session, and we'll take care of all of that for the members and their clients as well. So, but yeah, just go ahead and touch base. But we've got that covered for them, as you know.
Perfect. Thank you, Juan. So the approach would be to use an asset-based lender. And then, as Juan said, once you become part of the network, we're going to give you the resources, the connections to those lenders, okay, for you to purchase a property. So let me tell you, Harmony lenders, they usually charge high interest rate. It's going to vary between 12 to all the way to 15, 16%. It's a short-term loan, 4 months all the way up to a year. And then they typically charge 2 points up front, okay? So how do they work? They'll give you the money for the purchase up to 90% typically, and they also pay 100% to the rehab. That is why we love them, because we use other people's money. Okay, and the difference between hard money lenders and private money lenders is that hard money lenders are institutions. Okay, they're big corporations typically with a lot of funds, versus private money lenders. Those are individuals with a lot of money. Okay, individuals who chose to be passive investors, so they lend their personal money in exchange for a return, okay? And that return typically is about 12%, short-term loan. Again, it's 4 months, 6 months, up to a year, and 2 points up front. That's how they make money, okay? And then when they give you the money, obviously they're gonna put a lien on the property. It's gonna be first position lien. That's how they guarantee the collateral for their money, okay? So once we utilize asset-based lenders, now, again, Juan Loya from Homebridge is going to help you put those loans, pay them off using a conventional loan program, okay? Where it's 30-year, it's a long-term loan, lower interest rate. And then the beauty about this is that not only will your property cash flow, when you purchase deals at such a great discount, your cash flow is going to be significant. So we're targeting properties like, for instance, this one. These will cash flow at least $300 or up. Okay, so we like to you to focus on properties that will cash flow $300-400 and up. Okay, so now once you become part of the network, we're going to give you access, as Juan said, to all our preferred partners. So all the categories, which most of you have access to already, you have your team that you work with, but we're going to give you additional resources, because we're going to make sure that there's nothing on the way that stands in your success. Okay, so we're going to give you these resources. We will also give you, and this is where you can find Juan Loya's contact information. So on their lenders right here. So we're going to have Homebridge. Okay, Juan Loya's contact information is right here. And also we're going to give you access to private money lenders right here. We have over 4,000 private money lenders that you can reach out to. So again, those are individuals who typically lend money to investors or brokers like yourself to fund their deals. So this is a great resource for you to raise capital for your 2020 deals, okay? So now, once we analyze the deal, we made an offer, we purchased a property, the next step is to recycle the money, okay? So what do we mean by that? When this is a screen for the private money lenders. So we have actually 6,500 private money lenders, and we have different filtering criteria by city, zip code, and so forth. So based on the location of the subject property, you can find private money lenders right here. And not only that, but again, we're going to give you their contact information. We have their phone number. When you click on their name, we're going to give you their direct contact information, okay? So friends, so far we've identified some great markers. We found 47 pre-foreclosures with high equity, okay, 47, you are able to analyze them in seconds, okay? What I mean by that is you should analyze a deal in no more than 1 or 2 minutes, okay? What we mean by analysis is that you need to make sure that you understand 3 numbers like the back of your hand. One is the after repair value. This is what typically, you know, us as brokers do a CMA to find out the after repair value. So we're gonna give that to you. Second of all, you need to have an estimate for the scope of work. We're gonna just give you a range. And this is again, based on the square footage, location of the property. And third, and most important, your maxed allowed offer. What this takes into account is for a flip, you need to make at least a 20% profit. For a rental, the as-is value of the property, you need to come in with at least a 10% equity. So if the property as-is value is 100,000, you shouldn't pay more than 90,000. Okay, and then you can update these as you wish. And then if you're gonna wholesale the property, you need to make at least 5% wholesaling fee. Okay, so you can always update these, but we're gonna give you the numbers for the analysis. And what's really powerful, friends, and I wanna mention this because it is so critical. You might wonder, well, how accurate is the ARV? So let me tell you, here, we have a comps feature that all you need to do is click on search. What we're doing right now is we're accessing the MLS live, stream live access to the MLS. So we're putting all the sold comps in the past 6 months within a 1 mile radius, okay? And you can change these. And within a plus minus 10% variance of the subject's properties square footage. Okay, so we found 3 properties and you can click on the properties right here, or we're gonna show them to you on the map. Okay, so you can view the subject properties just to make sure that indeed they are comps. So these are properties with the same square footage, similar. Something that you need to see is that these properties have been rehabbed. So in this case, this property still needs some updating. Okay, so 142 would be a very low estimate for the property to be an ARV. Okay, so what you can do is once we pull the comps, you can look at the properties and then determine if it's a comp. If it's not a comp, let's just look at this one. This looks a lot nicer. So this is a perfect comp, right? 178,000. This is an ideal comp that sold in the last 6 months. So this would be a perfect candidate for a comp on this property. So what we need to do is remove the ones that are not a comp. Let me go back to the property we were looking at. So I would remove the last 2, okay? And what's gonna happen is that we will automatically update the ARV, okay? Based on the comps that you pick and decide that you wanna use, we're gonna take just the average of it and then update the ARV. So it is that simple. You no longer need to spend 10, 15 minutes doing a CMA in the MLS. Just with a click of a button, boom, okay? We're gonna give you the comps. And then you can always update the parameters. In here, we're gonna help your client or yourself do further analysis and due diligence on the rental and the flip, okay? By giving you a quick and easy calculator that you can fill in just to understand how much you're gonna be cash flowing on the property, how much you're gonna be netting on the flip, okay? All you need to do is plug in few expenses right here, and then the same for the rental. But in the rental, we're gonna pre-fill some of the values, such as the estimated rental income you're gonna have. And remember, keep in mind, when you have these properties as rentals, single family homes, tenants are gonna pay all the utilities. So gas, water, electric is gonna be paid by the tenant. All you're gonna need to pay is for taxes, okay? And obviously, when they pay for the rent, the objective is that the rent will pay for the principal, interest, tax, insurance. So you're gonna not only have your tenant pay for your property or your client's property, but you will also cash flow at least $300 and up. So it is that simple, friends. how you can leverage from not only finding amazing home run deals, we found 47, but utilize the right asset lenders so that you can leverage from other people's money by putting very little money out of your pocket for the down payment, because keep in mind, asset-based lenders are going to give you the money for the rehab, okay? So this is how you can build a huge rental portfolio for yourself or your clients, okay? Are there any questions on the line so far? Can I answer any questions? Okay, so let's continue. One of the things that we also give you here that you obviously have access is the MLS. The only difference is that we're going to be doing the rental and flip analysis for you on the fly. So let me just give you an example. AltSip, we found AltSip. We decided to do Berkeley. Okay. So when we look for properties, give me properties of no more than 175,000 in Allsip and Berkeley that are active single family home, find deals. Okay, so we're gonna be doing the same analysis that we show you for the off-market properties for MLS deals. So this is where we're gonna handhold your clients' hand. How do we do that? So let me just quickly pick for instance, this property, okay? So this property in Berkeley, so we see the pictures right here. So it just needs some updating for sure. But let me tell you how easy it is. Your client, we're gonna give them the same information that we show you for the off-market properties. So they're gonna be able to see the ARV for the property right here, the estimated rehab amount and the max offer. So in this case, look at this property. This is active for 129, which happens to be the top offer we should be paying if we were to do a flip for this property. So this could potentially be a great deal. The cool thing about these, friends, is that when your client or yourself make an offer for this property, this is MLS, okay? So we're gonna be generating the 7.0 contract. What's really powerful about that is that all your client needs to do is put in the offer price, when they wanna close on the property, earnest money, and that's about it. This is, for instance, you have the option to do as-is, dual agency, and so forth. But other than that, everything is pre-filled for you. And then this is where your brokerage or your contact information goes, okay? As the representing buyer's broker right there. Your loan officer information, and then your attorney. So when they click on make offer, guess what's gonna happen? We are going to generate the 7.0 contract already pre-filled. But what's really powerful is that you, as the broker, if I go to the last page, your brokerage information is going to be already pre-filled right here, okay? So, and not only that, but you're gonna get an email with this 7.0 contract in your inbox coming from your client. So all you need to do as a broker, as the buyer's broker, is to reach out to the listing agent, in this case, Karen, okay, to represent your client, negotiate the deal. So this is gonna alleviate some of the hand-holding that you currently do for your clients. We wanna make sure that we do all the legwork, train, help your clients make offers, but those offers are gonna come to you, okay? So you're gonna be the gatekeeper, okay? You will represent your client on every single offer they make. So that's the power, that's the beauty that ChicagoDealVault offers for you and your clients, that you will be the back-end broker, and that we're gonna be doing the hand-holding, all the legwork, all the overhead, right? That you don't have time, we're gonna be taking care of. And then this is a way for you to increase your sales commissions revenue by having your clients use a tool that is going to help them make more offers faster so that they can get more deals and you can make more money. So it's a win-win solution for you and your clients. Because remember, when we dive into the MLS, it's like the ocean, right? We don't know what the after repair value is for the property. We don't know how much we should offer for the property. We don't know how much the repairs are going to be. You don't need to worry about that. That's what I love about the system. We give you that information. So you don't need to think, create, work. We give you those numbers with accuracy. But again, you can still vet every single deal and represent your client. Are there any questions on the line?
So Hugo, it's Juan. If I can kind of just reiterate what you just said. So one of the biggest things, one of the biggest values that I see for all of my realtor friends is that if you are a realtor who is working with investors, what we want to do is introduce the investors into this platform. And, you know, between Hugo, myself, and all of the trainers at the DealVault, we will help instruct your clients as to, you know, basically how to become better investors so that they can make more offers with you as their agent and then ultimately take some of that hard, time-consuming work away from you. Because if you do work with investors, you know that they come with a lot of questions, right? So now this is really the ability to give your investors the tools for them to do a lot of their own due diligence and find a lot of those great opportunities and bring them to you for you to do what you really get paid to do, which is negotiate great deals on behalf of your clients, right? Being a representative is more than just, you know, finding the property or showing the property. Technology can help us do that part. What you really get paid to do is get your client's offer accepted before somebody else's offer gets accepted, right? So you get to spend more time doing what you do best, which is negotiating, and let your clients spend endless hours on the platform, finding the properties, you know, coming up with their own assessments, and then bringing those deals to you and say, hey, listen, I want you to present this offer on 123 Main Street and go get it for me. And that's what I do with my brokers is I do a lot of that. I do a lot of that research myself. And then when I find something I like, then I just tell my broker to go present an offer and it's done. They don't really, you know, again, so that's kind of a mirror, similar fashion of what I'm doing as an investor as to how we want to train your investors to work with you. It takes a lot of that time away from the agent so that you can do what you do best, which is negotiate the deals. Make sense?
Perfect one. It makes perfect sense. Great input.
So with, you know, again, we're right now, Hugo, we're 50 minutes into the hour, and I really think we need to just kind of lay out for those people who are interested in the platform and how they can take advantage of it. I think now is the time for you to share the special offer that you put together for my agents, and you know, again, the kind of the special package that we had discussed.
Okay, of course. I just want to answer a few questions that just came in the chat. I just realized. Yeah. So one of the questions is the deal offer just about the balance due plus the lien? Yes, ideally you pay off not only the balance due plus the liens, but you also need to give the owner a relocation package, 15, 20, 30,000 for them to sell somewhere else. Okay. And then another question is, the ARV comes calculated based on a 1 mile radius and comparable square footage and bedrooms and baths. Yes, the answer is yes. Not only that, but I'm going to add to that in the last 6 months, because an appraiser will not go beyond 6 months. Okay, now another question is, will I be able to rewatch these? Yes, we are recording these webinars so you can share these with your client investors.